this meeting to order. Clerk.
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with Chapter 231, Public Law, 1975.
Take a moment of silence, thank our Creator for this beautiful day and all that He's given us. For flag salute, Commissioner Douglas Albrecht to lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Alstino. Here. Commissioner Albrecht.
Here.
Commissioner Romero. Commissioner Lodes.
Present.
Commissioner Taylor.
Present.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Here.
Director Sorrow.
Here.
Do I have a motion and second to accept and dispense with the reading of the minutes from the last public meeting?
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Communications.
Correspondence dated August 14, 2025 from Atlantic City Electric notifying the Board of County Commissioners notice of filings and public hearings in the matter of the 2025 through 2026 annual compliance filings for the Universal Service Fund program factor within the Societal Benefits Charge Rate BPU docket number ER 250-63071 and the matter of the provision of basic general service for the period beginning June 1st, 2026, BPU docket number ER 250400190. Correspondence dated September 5th, 2025 from Atlantic City Electric notifying the Board of County Commissioners notice of filings and public hearings in the matter of petition Atlantic City Electric Company for implementation of the adjustment to its conservation incentive program rate mechanism and associated customer class rates. BPU docket number ER 25070-461. Do I have a motion and second to open public comment on resolutions only?
Motion to open public comment on resolutions only.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone from the public like to stand and talk about resolutions only, please? We have another session at the end of the meeting, but just as resolutions only. State your name and location, please.
Sandy Acevedo, Upper Deerfield Township. My comments are in reference to Resolution 2025-566. The first, number one on the resolution, I guess my question is, who determines the value of the property? In Section 2, the words "as may be advisable," advisable by whom is my question. In Section number 3, sold to a third party, that's, I have a problem with that. In Section 3 also, it says if negotiations fail, developed pursuant to an agreement of the parties. What parties are you referring to? Also in Section 3, it seems that the county has no control over how much the property is sold for and to whom it's sold to. That's of concern. In Section 3, it refers to in occupancy. Define occupancy. Is it a physical occupancy or just ownership? What determines occupancy of the properties? Number 5, is there a property already involved, given such a specific time frame of 10 years? This shared service agreement is very convoluted and vague all at the same time. Imagine that. This shared service agreement feels a lot like a CYA for a situation that appears to have happened in one of our major cities in Cumberland County. You have a city selling property to the industrial commission for $1. Then you have the industrial commission selling the property to 4 limited liability corporations for $1.1 million. And then those 4 LLCs turn around and sell the property for $8.4 million. Someone made a huge profit off of that deal, which I believe could be currently under investigation, and I can see why. The taxpayers were the losers on that transaction, and our concern is that the county taxpayers will be the losers on any deals this selling of county property will involve. Given the short window that the public has had to digest this resolution and the serious nature of such an agreement, I suggest you table it until further examination and explanations are given. There's information and deals taking place behind the scenes that the public is not privy to, and that probably includes members of this board may not be privy to. And we know all too well that special interest plays the long game. So I'm sure there's more to this deal than meets the eye. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Acevedo.
Just out of Dean Hawk, sorry, I have a comment about the same subject. Is this the property that...
Excuse me, that he did not identify himself.
You did.
Oh, did I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, she didn't hear you say your name. That's okay. I heard
I
you.
forgot it.
No, that's okay. Good.
I have the same thought. There are just so many things that could go wrong for some people and very right for other people. And I think it should be done as openly as possible. This particular list of properties that will be made should be available and should be reported on a regular basis so that we know what kind of negotiation going on. We can't do anything about it. We sort of really realize that, but we could surely put our 2 cents in. And I think you should give us a chance. I think she had a very, very, very good comment on the whole thing, so I'd appreciate if you would not pass it, look it over again, and come back with some more information. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hawk.
I'm not going there. Good evening, I'm Nancy Ridgway from Upper Deerfield and Fairfield Townships. I have Resolution 2025-539. This is a resolution certifying compliance with regulations of the Local Finance Board of the State of New Jersey, certifying the 2024 audit. I haven't seen the audit report, and somebody ought to be giving it to the public. And I'd really like to know if there was any findings or not. There probably wasn't, because our auditor always does a great job and never finds anything wrong financially in the county, which is amazing. But anyway, I'm just interested in the audit. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening. My name is Tom Tedesco. I'm from Hopewell Township. I also have the pleasure of serving on the Township of Hopewell for the last 4 years. I'm here to offer support. Hopewell Township appreciates Resolution 2025-538, which is your resolution to reframe its affordable housing legislation. if you don't mind, let me indulge a couple things that Hopewell has struggled with over the past year. Since this legislation was passed last year, it came out with several requirements. First off, Hopewell Township, as your resolution also states, we support affordable housing. We think it's very important for the residents of Cumberland County to find an affordable house to purchase and live. But the new formula that they came up with last year is based on a whole myriad of calculations, one of which is projected population growth. And what might work in North Jersey or Egg Harbor Township or Monmouth County, in our opinion, doesn't work down here in Cumberland County. It's a typical one-size-fits-all legislation that comes from Trenton. And for instance, in the last 10 years, Hopewell has built 21 new houses in the last 10 years. That's an average of 2.1. This new requirement, a new formula, has us over the next 10 years 10 times that amount. So take the 2.1, take the decimal to the right, and that's 21 new affordable houses in addition to regular single-family homes. That's, as your resolution stated, that's unrealistic. We have no infrastructure in we have very minimal infrastructure in Hopewell Township. We have no municipal water. We have limited sewer. We're primarily an agricultural community. I see Matt's here tonight from the Planning Division. He can confirm we've preserved almost 6,000 acres in Hopewell Township. That's what our master plan states. That's what we're doing. But again, it's not that we don't want affordable housing, but to have that number of affordable houses in Hopewell Township over the next 10 years is just unrealistic. Second, the cost that this legislation has cost the taxpayers of Hopewell Township. To date this year, we have spent nearly $45,000 in attorney, engineers, and planners to not only come up with a plan, but to fight the current challenges that are coming from various organizations throughout the state. So again, we support affordable housing, but we urge our legislation to reframe the current law from 2024, and I ask you humbly to adopt your resolution 538. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you so much.
Before we go any further, I just wanted to say that our deputy director spearheaded this one, and I have to give him a lot of credit on it. Would you like to make a comment?
I would. And I think Deputy Mayor Tedesco really hit the nail on the head with his comments. This is what I would call as a classic unfunded mandate from Trenton. And this is the effects that it's having on a small town such as Hopewell, such as Upper Deerfield. These are going to be dramatic costs for these communities that don't have the capabilities of paying for it. So ultimately, it's going to fall on the backs of the taxpayers, which once again affects Cumberland County residents. We want to make Cumberland County an affordable place to live, and this makes it just harder when we have unfunded mandates from Trenton or one-size-fits-all legislation having us do similar things to what's going on with North Jersey. So that's the reason that I spearheaded this. As I said, I think Deputy Mayor Tedesco hit the nail on the head, so I won't repeat his commentary, but that's the reason I support this agenda. Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would wish to address the board on resolutions only? If not,
Seeing none, motion to close?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any department head comments?
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
No.
Hold on.
Can I interject, if you
Yeah,
like,
we're going
as
to,
to the shared service agreement? because it's
Exactly.
in your interest.
Please do.
Yeah, and it might be of utility.
Right.
So this was an agreement that was brought about in cooperation with the CCIA, triggered by the forfeiture house that was sold in the last 6 months. It's anticipated that there will be a couple other forfeiture houses coming through. Monies raised go right back to the prosecutor for law enforcement efforts, right? It's for fun. We serve as the arm in order to move the properties, and under New Jersey law, counties are required to do different things in order to sell properties than authorities, and it's NJSA 40A 12-13.5, and it calls for studies, it calls for hearings, it calls for steps that were impracticable, or that can be impracticable in the instance of single-family homes. So who determines value? The homes have to be appraised, right? They're assets of government. Who determines if advisable? If there's an instance, and we can't predict every potential instance, but if there's an instance where you as a board determine that it would be best to maintain control of a piece of property, then you're not going to do a resolution turning it over to the authority to sell. You're going to maintain it. So for instance, a good example might be a forfeited home where there's occupants, right? A tenant in good faith of that property where we're not looking to dispossess them. We're looking to get appropriate value back to the prosecutor's office in order to fight crime in Cumberland County. As to sold to a third party, there's two parties to this agreement, right? There's the county and there's the CCIA. A third party would be any other party that's involved, so for instance, a purchaser. As to the control of the authority, once you do your resolution, I would remind this board that you have the right to veto the minutes of the authority and thus veto the actions of the board with which you and the audience in large part are all too familiar. You have the ability to stop the authority if you don't agree with what's going on. As to occupancy, that example really covers the chance that something is forfeited, right? Meaning there's a court order that it comes to the prosecutor's office or the county, and the property comes occupied. And if that person is paying rent while we're deciding what to do with the property, that's a fair shot. The 10 years was actually something that the county asked for in an agreement that they got from the authority. And the purpose there is, the example would be the old VOTEC school that sat fallow for many years, and we wanted to have an end date when we could say, okay, give it back to the county and we'll figure a new plan. It doesn't have to be 10 years, it could be a year, but I don't think that that's appropriate for a property that this board necessarily takes action on. I think that a larger time frame might be smarter, and you could certainly do a resolution sending a piece of property to the authority and reining that time frame in if you wished to. But in essence, it would be availing yourselves of a tool so that you have the ability to move properties sooner rather than later. The last instance that I've cited had a tenant in good faith, and we wanted to try to be able to not dispossess them as it happened. They were respectable people in the community that were trying to, they had no idea that they rented a house that had been forfeited as a result of a drug deal. It happened long before their occupancy, and we were trying to make sure that next time that comes about, and I understand there's a couple more houses possibly in the pipeline, that you were in a position to move as efficiently as possible to not dispossess people and to try to keep houses as houses in Cumberland County. That one I think had been used as a grow house or something, but it had been refitted. So that's, in essence, how we got where we are, whatever.
Correct me if I'm wrong, did they end up buying it themselves?
They
Correct?
did. I'm happy to report. And thanks the county and the county commissioners profusely. And that was after, as you all are aware, because you paid for it, an appraisal, right? Which is, of course, how you establish fair market value in order to know what to do with it. Because you're certainly not going to take a piece of property and just act.
And again, reiterate that the money is going back.
That went back to the prosecutor's office. And I think there was some money that came back to the county for the title work that we did in order to be able to handle the civil part of that deal. That, in essence, I think, should I answer? Unless there's questions.
As we did with the property that you just mentioned and referred to, moving forward with this agreement, this board will approve all of those sales.
Right, and right now I can't point to a single property that's in line for this. It's just a tool that would have been better for that situation, so we're trying to be ready. But I understand in talking to the prosecutor that there may be other properties that could potentially...
In other words, we're being proactive instead of reactive.
Yes, but there is no county property I am aware of.
As of right now.
That needs to be excess and unneeded, and therefore...
And when one should become available,
you would hear about it.
We'll have this all in place.
And then all of
Then there would be a
that goes.
resolution acting, but
Right.
you have a tool in place if
To be able to do it.
it was appropriate.
There
That's
you
one of the
So-
questions was, is there a list and where will that list be kept? So
Yeah.
it's just sort of as they come
That will
along.
come to this meeting in the form of a resolution, right, to deal with an asset coming to you by virtue of a court order.
All right, so Dr. Beardon, it could come up to this board at least twice, that whatever deal it is, the initial part to send it over, the deal coming back to us that we're going to agree to. So at least twice, it's going to be publicly known what's happening, even to bring the money to the prosecutor, send it over to the prosecutor. We will have to approve that also, right?
Accept the deal,
Accept the
right?
deal.
By virtue of not vetoing the minutes, but presumably you, of course, would want to move on and approve.
But the resolutions will bring everything out to the public, is
That's
what we're
correct.
saying.
There's not,
More
this
than
doesn't
once.
provide for a handling of property without
Exactly.
And why,
at these meetings.
and why do we do it with the CCIA? Because they move property all the time?
Because authorities have the ability to move property differently than the authority, than the
Could be easier.
legislation that I
So
cited.
there's a lot of things that we have to go
Where,
through.
right, we would have been 90 days, we had to have 2 public hearings 90 days apart, and we had people that were literally being thrown out of their house.
Right.
And unfortunately, in that case, another anomaly of the law worked. It came to this board, you approved it, there was a resolution, and we kept them in their home, but we don't want to be in that position and dispossess people just because the law lacks.
And the things you mentioned, some of them were way back, we've done this in the past, whatever way we did it, it's come that we wanted to sell a house, like you're explaining one example, but there are other examples of that.
Votech,
Forget
is the
Votech,
best example I
just
have.
people in general, so.
But it had taken so long that it bothered me, and that's why.
Well, there was a lot of questions about the Votech and how,
Sure.
yeah, so, because it sat there for
We
so
are
long.
right to discuss this,
Yeah.
right? And it may not be the perfect way to handle it, but it's a way to handle it. And it's really up to the board, but those are your,
So it's kind of different, much different than the example that was shed, that the example of the industrial park and how that works. It's different than that.
that's correct. And don't forget that the audit that I think we're about to talk about, right, where there were no findings, that the auditor would also be looking at this action that you're taking, right? So it is not without supervision and accountability.
Okay. All right, did you want to talk about the audit?
I just want to say that it's going to be available on the website tomorrow. It's forth to the board within 45 days. Once the approval takes place, we'll put it on the website for everybody to see.
There you go. All right.
So the audit is going to, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if everybody heard. So the audit is going to be on the website
Tomorrow,
by tomorrow.
And to answer the question, there are no findings, right?
No findings.
Okay.
again. There you go. Okay.
I think it's not on the website now because it has to be approved by us, right?
Yes.
So it's just official that it has to get approved at the meeting before it gets posted.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be approved.
Right.
Okay. Madam Clerk, let's continue.
Do you have any department head comments?
Anyone? Okay.
I never bring a sheet up with me, but if you'll bear with me, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. First of all, Chuck Albino, the Department of Corrections.
Excuse me, could you pick the mic up? Yeah.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can hear me, okay. The first thing I want to announce to the public, because I think obviously the commissioners are well aware of it, but I have submitted my resignation from the Department of Corrections. I really don't want to get into a discussion of why I'm stepping away, other than to say pretty simply that when I took on the position initially in 2023, I was asked to stay for 3 to 5 years. So I made that commitment, and I was fully prepared to stay through January of '28. For reasons that are the commissioners, they have elected to go in a different leadership direction and started to make some changes at the jail and the leadership. And I just feel, I respect that. So I want people to understand I'm not angry, and I truly respect that this board has every right to have the leadership that they want in the jail. And I believe that they've treated me fairly all along through my tenure. And I feel like if this is a point where they want to make a change, then they should be, that should be respected. And from me, I wanted to be clear to the board that I appreciate the support that I got over the time that I was here, and I respect the decision that you're making. And what I'm doing, even though I said I was prepared to stay, I'm stepping aside out of respect for what I feel is what the direction they want to go. So if you'll indulge me for a few minutes, I'd like to say some thank yous, if that's okay. So I want to begin first by thanking former directors Cilio and Albrecht and the former county administrator, Hal Johnson, because obviously they were the people that made the decision to bring me on board, and I appreciate through their tenure the faith, trust, and support that they gave me was without measure appreciated. I took this position, and for those of you who've been around me know this, both on the board and in the community, with a sense of purpose and dedication. And I had hoped to come in I came into a corrections department, and that was really in somewhat turmoil due to some maybe ill-advised decisions that had made, years ago. We were facing 2 federal consent decrees. We had numerous rounds of litigation that the board constantly lamented, rightfully so, how much money was being invested in supporting the legal side of the jail. So I had hoped to just come in and try to stem that tide. And I'm proud of the progress that we made on that end. I think we're successfully managing both of those consent decrees now. There were also some labor issues that I think we were able to put to rest, and I feel like I was given some pretty clear direction when I came on board, and I feel like that my staff really supported me in helping to make some really positive changes in the tasks that I was given. I want to start my absolute thanks by thanking my staff. As you can imagine, corrections is a soul-crushing experience for the people that are in jail and for the people that work there. It's a depressing environment. You're dealing with people who are at their worst. They come in addicted, sick, at probably the lowest, for many of them, at the lowest point of their life. On a good day, they're difficult. On a bad day, it can be anything from assault to just constant abuse. We all know it's no secret. We're short-staffed in the jail, and I can tell you that over time, my staff has gotten criticized because they don't always do things exactly the way you would do if you were in a really well-organized and well-run jail, in large measure because we have to make do with the staffing we have. And I can tell you without question, and I bring a considerable amount of experience to this, that it is to their credit, and I'm awed by what they do every day, day in and day out, both uniformed and non-uniformed staff, adult and juvenile, to make this work. The county is fortunate to have them, and I was blessed to have them. Anything that we accomplished is through them. I also want to express my appreciation to who I will term as stakeholders in this. Sheriff Mike Donato was a tremendous partner, Prosecutor Jennifer Webb-McCrae, the Public Defender's Office, Alex Varghese, and Judge Telsey. The police chiefs, we all interact on this law enforcement, and Sheriff Faustino, I would be remiss if I didn't thank you because you were a help as well during your tenure as sheriff. It's a community, and to be honest with you, for a long time the jail was isolated, and I worked very hard to rebuild the relationships with those stakeholders, and I kind of feel like we're leaving this in a pretty good place. I think I covered most everyone. I want to thank my closest administrative partners, Jeff DeLazaro, John Carr, and Paige. Thank you.
Many days you allowed me to vent in your ear when I couldn't take it anymore, and I appreciate that and all the support you gave me and advice you gave me through the time. And last, I want to thank my family, because for any of you who had to interact with me, you know, you got emails from me at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting home at 10 o'clock at night, late. And my family supported me. I have a wife, 3 children, 4 grandchildren, and a boxer. And they all were nothing but supportive. I love them. They're my purpose and they're my every reason. And without them, I couldn't have done this. And I just want to say thank you last and foremost to the people of Cumberland County for your support, for your trust, and same thing from the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you for your leadership, your professionalism, and what you've given to the county. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you too, Director. I got to work with you for a number of years. You took over the other time when things were really bad over there, and you did an outstanding job, and I want to thank you.
I'd also like to make a comment that when Chuck decided to take the job and come in there, it was very bad. It was against the lowest. We had every complaint on the sun. Staff morale. It was very bad, very poor, even to the idea of maybe calling and asking the federal government to look at our jail. That's how bad it was down. And he did everything and I'll speak for Joe Cilio, that because Joe was the one that actually brought him to our sites. Commissioner Cilio, he did everything we asked him to do as best he could do it, for what he had to do it with the people we did. And all I can say is that I've said this numerous times, that the unions, for the first time, I consider union peace, that they understand. They asked for one thing to be communicated to, and you did exactly that. You told them, you always kept them in the loop, and they appreciated it. I appreciate it because I heard from them that you were open, the door was open. That corrects a lot of problems just by having them be part of it, because there's a lot of knowledge there. So I thank you for doing that. It's kind of sad to hear this, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I would like to echo those comments as well. I don't want to save it to the end that you might leave and not hear it, but thank you, Mr. Albino, for your service to Cumberland County. We very much appreciate it. As someone who's worked in education and schools, sometimes the structure can be very similar to where you were. And when morale is down and people are not working together and we don't have that synergy, things can be really difficult. And I know that you came into an environment that couldn't be more challenging. I think we can describe it as that. And you took the bull by the horns and gave Cumberland County your all and all of your energy, and we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Director, what other okay, just give me one. I want to thank you also, Director, for what you've done, and I'm sure that any new event that you're going to go into, you're going to do it well, and we appreciate your kind words. Now, Madam Prosecutor.
I apologize. I thought you were moving on.
No.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Webb McCrae. I'm speaking as the Cumberland County Prosecutor. I want to let the public know that we are doing, I believe it's our 15th, let's see, I started in 2010, that was our first year, so this is our 16th back to school initiative. When we started this project 15 years ago, we might have done 10 schools. This year we are doing 50 schools. We have employees from our administrative staff, our assistant prosecutor staff, and our detective staff that are going back out to back-to-school nights. They're tabling, they're letting the community know that we can come out and talk about issues that keep kids safe and healthy in our community. So look for us at your back-to-schools. We had a record on Thursday night. We were at 8 back-to-schools all at one time. And we want to encourage parents, as well as our church organizations and our other child-serving organizations, to know that we can come out and talk about issues that keep kids safe, such as gang safety, safety with drugs and alcohol, internet safety, issues such as that. So please call on the Cumberland County Prosecutor's Office, and please follow us on our Facebook page because we're posting information about our back to schools. I also want to mention and thank Director Albino for all of his hard work and service to Cumberland County. Over the course of your tenure, Director, I have come to know you as a friend. I think I told you when you got there that you had a very, very hard job, but very quickly I learned that your many years of experience as an administrator in the New Jersey Department of Corrections would serve us well, and you did not disappoint. When you got there, we were battling suicides, we were battling serious use of forces that sometimes equated to dollars for the county in lawsuits. Your experience and expertise quelled much of that. You were brave in facing all of the chiefs with their many concerns, never, trying to skirt that, always at our chiefs meeting, and always a partner. We didn't always agree, but it was never disagreeable. So I want you to know I appreciate the service. I appreciate your knowledge base. I appreciate what you gave to Cumberland County, and you will be personally missed by me. So thank you for your service. Finally, I did not realize there was a resolution on the agenda about the CCIA, but I can tell you that several months ago, we seized $600,000 and 13 properties, and we're in the process of going through the court process to seize those properties. There's a civil process that happens when we want to seize properties, and I do believe John's recommendation will serve us well when we ultimately seize those properties. So thank you.
Thank you, Madam Prosecutor. Any other department head wish to step up, please?
Hello, my name is Nicole Gardner, and I am the new director of the Cumberland County Library, appointed by the commissioners here, so I just wanted to introduce myself and thank you all, and just say that I'm looking forward to serving the community in Cumberland County along with you and continuing all the great services that the county library has to offer. I don't have anything to report as a department head. It's only 2 weeks in, so I'm still getting used to everything, but I look forward to working with you.
We appreciate you coming up and introducing yourself. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're happy to be here.
Welcome aboard. Seeing no one stepping forward, do we have a motion? Well, we don't have to have it closed. Okay, we just move on. Right.
Consent agenda resolutions. Do I have a motion and second to vote by consent agenda on resolutions 2025-532 through 2025-562?
Can I just ask one question before we do that? Is that all right?
Yeah.
I just would like a little clarification. I know what it's for, but I would like the public to have some clarification because I think the optics can be a little misleading. The one resolution that's on here for the gas gift cards, I want people of the public to understand that these aren't stocking stuffers, and sort of what their purpose is. So if you could maybe explain that, that would be great.
Absolutely. They're for Office of Employment Training. I'm not sure if the director for employment training, J.D. Gomez, is on, but I can speak to that, Commissioner. These gas cards are used to help facilitate those unavailable or unable to get back and forth that may not be able to afford the expensive gas.
Who are in the job training program specifically.
Who are job training, or Office of Employment Training participants.
Who are showing some sort of hardship and unable to complete that job training. And so we, at Cumberland County, we want to make sure everyone gets back to work and has the opportunity to do so. And that's what this is.
Absolutely. That's the best description for it. It allows them, and this goes for all ages. It's not age restrictive. It just requires you to have a license of a vehicle that would accept the gas, or to borrow a vehicle that would need gas.
Gives them the opportunity to keep their job because now they're going to have gas to put in the car.
Get training.
Job training to improve their circumstance.
Right.
Improve their circumstance. I think that's fantastic.
That's across the board.
We always look at the programs for people after high school and adult training and adult, entering back into the workforce in maybe a more elevated way than where they are, and this is something that can help them do so.
Excellent description of it.
Thank you. That's all.
All right, Madam Clerk.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Do I have a motion and second to adopt resolutions 2025-532 through 2025-562 by consent?
I make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes, I'd like to make one comment on 561, Department of Veteran Affairs. Mr. Savini, I've known him for quite a while, and I'm sure he's going to continue a great job over there and give our veterans the service they need. I know he's energetic, and he will serve the county well, and I vote yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes, I just want to say out of that blue river that congratulate Diana Pittman, who's retiring, and that's why we're replacing. And she announced it at our medal ceremony the other day. So I welcome aboard and wish you the best. And our Veteran Affairs is very important. So thank you.
Absolutely. I wish Diana Pittman the best. She's done an amazing job since you're bringing her up. And I'm sure that Steve Cervini will, he's got big shoes to fill, but I'm sure he's up for it. And I'd like to welcome back our returning committee members, Joe Sparicio and Jody Trivellini as well as Jared Heavey. So my vote is yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Excuse me. I don't think you said yes, though.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. Next.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
If I may, Mr. Cervini, please stand. This is Steve Cervini. You'll be our new Veterans Affairs Department. We are excited, and we expect lots of things, and almost as much as he expects of himself. Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Mr. Cervini.
Madam Clerk.
Resolution 2025-563, resolution rejecting all proposals for providing various youth services for the Cumberland County Youth Services Advisory Council, RFP number 24-10, resubmission 3. Do I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-564, resolution awarding contract for providing and delivering various traffic signal equipment and sign materials for the Cumberland County Engineers Office and the Cumberland County Cooperative Contract Purchasing System identifier number 181-CC-CCPS, bid number 25-34, and authorizing the re-advertising for request for bids, bid number 25-34 as section 1. Do I have a motion and second?
Motion. Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-565, resolution affirming emergency to exist at the Cumberland County Sheriff's Department regarding failure of a heat pump and affirming the repair thereof. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-566, resolution authorizing a shared service agreement between Cumberland County and the Improvement Authority for transfer and disposition of properties obtained by means of forfeiture. Do I have a motion and second?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
My vote is yes, in the interest of doing things more efficiently in government and knowing that everything goes before this board that has been elected by the public before it goes forward. My vote is yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
I'd like to thank Mr. Carr for an excellent recitation as to exactly what this is about. My vote is yes.
Well, that was from one attorney to another.
Exactly.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-567, resolution authorizing application and participation with the State of New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety for the FFY 24 Victims of Crime Act Grant Program, County Sexual Assault Response Team, Forensic Nurse Examiner Program. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
I just have a question. We went, right now, there was an open house in the Rowan Medical Center. They have a pretty good department, the prosecutor that I get you deal with. Is there anything in the future that this is, that get them incorporated into that? Do you already use them to do some of this? This is a separate...
So I apologize, I'm trying to match the grants up, or the resolutions up.
This is don't we have a nurse that we hire, a forensic nurse?
Yes, we have a SANE Start forensic nurse
Okay.
already. We have a program, we get a grant from the state, and then we have a shared services agreement with Salem County.
Okay, I just, it seems like, speaking with them, that some of their services, you would know better than I, that may match up to some of this, the forensic, some of the sexual assaults that may be, they just moved down here from, can that be used? In other words, take that grant and actually use it with them?
I will look into it.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-568, resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open professional services contract for providing occupational health services for the County of Cumberland. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-569, resolution appointing division head, adult detention for the Department of Corrections. Do I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second. Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
I would abstain for this.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-570, resolution amending Resolution 2024-545 in order to accept a grant extension of 1 additional year for the BJA at fiscal year 21 Connect and Protect Law Enforcement Behavioral Health Responses Program. Do I have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Alstino.
Yes.
Commissioner Albrecht.
Yes.
Commissioner Lodes.
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor.
Yes.
Deputy Director Marchand.
Yes.
Director Sorrow.
Yes.
Do I have
One second. Kevin, if you want to introduce.
Mr. Costa, please stand, please. Just want to introduce Mr. Floyd Costa, who'll be the new division head, adult detention at the jail. We look forward to some great work. I look forward to work with the county. We'll be pleased. Thank you.
Mr. Costa.
Continue.
Do I have a motion and second to accept the treasurer's report as provided?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion and second for authorizing payment of all salary and wages?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion and second to open public comment on new business only?
I make the motion to open public comment on new business.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Anyone from the public who wish to address the board on new business only, please step forward, state your name and your location.
Victor Benitez, president of local PBA 231, Cumberland County Department of Corrections out of Hopewell Township. I just wanted to also thank Director Albino. For our tenure, I would say he's one of the better, if not the best warden or director that I dealt with this whole time. The communication was excellent. We were proactive in eliminating a lot of things that come about with liability issues and lawsuits. He dealt with the decrees with the different departments, such as with the PREA training, getting us on board with that, the licensing. He came in, took care of a lot of things in a little bit of time that the last administrations couldn't. And I'm sad to hear that he's going to be gone. That's a line of communications that I've never had in my 15 years on the board of the union. I'm just at a loss for words with it. It just is, this will be my 6th or 7th warden in a matter of the same amount of years. Now, our local, we learn to adapt, And it just, we go through so many changes. And with this regionalization or joint services or consolidation, whatever, which it's going to be, which I have a meeting coming up a couple of days to be made abreast of what's going to be happening, probably a promulgation meeting. I'm just optimistic that we're going to keep doing the right things because we haven't had that many lawsuits since Albino came. I think that's the goal because lawsuits puts liability and strain on my officers, and that has gone down tremendously. The hiring, we've done more hiring in his tenure than we've done in the last 6-7 years. There was an administration that didn't do any hiring. Actually, that one administration lost 80 officers. So we were definitely, I'm not going to say heading down the wrong path, but steered towards the wrong path. And like I said, I'm optimistic this board will make the right choices and decisions. I just hope that we'll remain to be in the loop and have communications open with our people, because in turn we have to provide a service for the county of Cumberland. And thank you.
Thank you.
Shoshana Osofsky, Fairfield Township. I just found out that the county library is being cut, or has been cut, by 25%, or well, 24%, which is almost a quarter, and I'm really disturbed about that. I want to know how the cuts are going to affect the services at the library. I want to know why such a drastic cut, not 5%, not 10%, a quarter. Why now? Why not last year? Why now? Are these cuts due to state funding shortfalls? Are they due to federal funding shortfalls? What other county services were cut that, people in this room are unaware of yet? And lastly, is the library budget, does it meet the state requirement? Whatever, I understand that the state requires all county libraries to be funded at a certain level, and is that level being met? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shoshana.
Sandy Acevedo, Upper Deerfield Township. John, thank you for your explanation of the shared service agreement. So is it limited to just the prosecutor's office forfeitures?
It says forfeiture properties, yes.
Well, I think it says, what is it, and other means.
Properties is the intention.
What does the phrase by other means? I don't follow.
Read the resolution, it says for forfeiture properties, right? That's the focus. When it comes in by resolution, I don't have a ability to plan for the future.
Okay, so it's not in any way it's county property, other than forfeiture county property. Okay. We're going to hold you to that, John.
We're all holding him to it.
Well, I guess they're going to hold it to us too, so there you go.
Mark Shapini, Fairfield Township. Hi, John. How you doing? Commissioners, back in February, I spoke about the importance of the library here. And I said then that the most important job for you to do is to build the library, staff it well, make sure that every single thing we can get our hands on is in it, so that everyone has the access to the information they need, so that they can maybe write a doctorate's dissertation, and because they needed one book that only our library had. It would be nice. And the second thing I said then was the other most important thing you can do is to build a road and maintain the road to the library. Cuts to the library, wherever they're coming from and whatever is forcing them, if Shoshana is correct at 24%, is a pretty steep cut to an institution that, one, is charter mandated. There is a dedicated tax, we know that. So, would like to have some explanations along with Shoshana and other friends of the library in here as to why the cuts are so steep and what brought them on. Now, it's just not the library, so I wish to mention a couple other things. Every year, I go to the county fair. I love the county fair. My wife and I happen to go to about 4 or 5 county fairs all around South Jersey because we like to support the county fairs in the 4-H. And one of the reasons I always go, particularly in a political year, is because of all the tents put up by the politicians so I can talk to them. This year, something unusual happened to me at the county fair with one of the political tents. I was just as animated and as loud because I have a powerful speaking voice and I used to speak in front of thousands in lecture halls all over the place. So I don't need this microphone. The other thing is I occasionally use my hands and point because I'm Italian. Oh well. At one particular booth, I was escorted away for a disturbance when I was speaking just like this, and it wasn't the Democratic tent. I was escorted away by 2 of our sheriff's officers because the party at that tent did not like the fact that I was explaining to them why I could not vote for them. They didn't want to hear it. So they said I was creating a disturbance. So I'm also here asking you to do something else. Some training sessions with our wonderful Sheriff's Department and its officers so that they should ascertain whether a deaf person who speaks louder because he doesn't know how loud he's speaking, and a person who is used to speaking loud because he always addressed classes of thousands without a microphone, is not a disturbance. They need some training on that point, and I would hope that you would address it, okay? I have never had that experience before, and it happened here, in our county. So I'm bringing it to your attention. A little training to ascertain what is a disturbance and what is an animated person trying to stress their point to the party they're talking to would be a great assistance in the future. I certainly hope never to happen that again. And one last little thing. Jennifer Webb McCrae, if I may address you. You instigated a program for deaf people and other people with special needs to put a sticker in their car that says special needs driver. I appreciate that because as a going deaf person, I have been checked on, parked on the side of the road by state police who are part of the program in our county, okay? Just to see why I was parked on the side of the road to see if I was okay. And it was because of that sticker, and you need to be applauded for that program. Thank you very much.
Anyone else wish to step forward?
Hello, my name is Sharon Shapini, and I'm from Fairfield Township. I'm here in support of the library. I also find it distressing that there was a 24% cut in the budget for the library. I'm also vice president of the Friends Group. We're going into our second year. We just had a very successful book sale this past Saturday. I also run the book sale committee. So we're trying. We're really trying because our library means so much to us in so many ways. You should visit the library. Come see us. I just enjoy it so much to watch the children coming through. I go there to work on our books that we're going to sell. And, you know, there's elderly people there sitting there using laptops in the chairs. I mean, the different doors that are open for people, they can't get this anyplace else. So to cut the funding and start cutting services, and whatever that looks like, I would hope that you want to do it, that this money comes back. Like I said, the Friends Group, we're trying to do fundraising and help, but, you know, it's a drop in the bucket compared to that big of a budget cut. So I really hope that there's going to be some positive news come out of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, before anybody, okay, yes, who wants to take?
I just like that everybody was out here supporting the library, so I let them talk.
Which is great.
But go ahead and address the issue.
Go ahead, address it.
At your request, or the two liaisons, if you want to chime in as well, I'll be glad to speak for just a few.
Go ahead, and then we'll chime in.
Kevin Spignano, County Administrator. I hope there might be construed as maybe some misinformation. The discussion's already been made, and a reappropriation back to full funding is already in process. So I don't know if you haven't been given that information as Friends of the Library, but we've discussed it with Nicole, and I've discussed it with the chairman of the library board, and as well the vice chair, Ms. Levick. So they're already aware of that, and we overfund by state statute. We overfund the library by 23 to 24%. The state mandate roughly calls for I think it's around $840,000, and we're over 1.1 million, if I'm not mistaken, at this point. Is that correct, Mr. CFO?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. So, and there's no question for that. We are fully committed to the library. The county and the commissioners are all fully committed, but they're in good shape. The funding is there. So if you thought that they were losing it, they're not losing it. It's in the reappropriation process, and it will be in their pockets to do as they need. And they also know at this point that if there's anything they need that's not available in their budget, it will be taken care of for them. And Ms. Gardner already knows that as well as Mrs. Levick does. And so you should have great confidence. Please have great confidence in knowing that they're aware and we're aware, and it's already in process. I hope that sheds enough light on the project. All right?
Thank you, Business Administrator Kevin Mignata. Was there anybody else who wished to come forward? And if not, can we have a motion?
Seeing none, a motion to close?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioner reports.
Commissioner reports. Okay. Commissioner Taylor.
Thank you, Director. So I'd like to start off with being a part of the Recreation Commission. I take it very seriously. You know, everybody should get out and move and do a little exercise. A couple weeks ago, Fairfield Township, at the municipal building, they had an event. It was Fairfield Township Day, and they also had a 5K run. It was a lovely day, and if you want to put it on your calendar for next year, I highly suggest that. Cedarville last weekend, they also had a half marathon and a 5K run. They went to Bay Point. It was a great event, and which is leading me up to the Bridgeton Zoo, and their 5K is this weekend, and I have ran that in the past, and they usually have a fun walk as well. So hopefully you can go out, support the Bridgeton Zoo, make a donation. The animals really need our help. I was lucky enough to attend the military honors event. That was a great event, and I really appreciate Diane and wish her all the best. I also had the opportunity to attend the Rowan Medicine open house that they're building over at College Drive. They offer comprehensive care for mental health, substance abuse disorders, and they also have osteopathic medicine. I believe I'm saying that correctly. So if you have an opportunity to stop in and just see what they're about, I think you'll be highly impressed. Thank you.
You're welcome. Deputy Director?
All right, so this past Saturday, the Cedarville Fire Department had their crab dinner, which was, once again, they knocked it out of the park. It was fantastic. My understanding is they fed over 1,000 people. It was a great fundraiser. They raised a lot of money. But I got to thank everyone that was involved in that. So many people, men and women, spent a lot of time getting that prepared for all of us. It was a fantastic event. I've been to it many times now, and I enjoy it every year. So if you haven't been there, that's definitely something you got to put in your schedule for next year. But I will say this, you got to buy those tickets early because they sell out quick. This weekend, Greenwich is having a craft fair. I believe it's Saturday, Sunday from, well, I want to say 9 to 5 on Saturday, 9 to 4 on Sunday. Not 100% on that, but I plan on being out there. It's always a good time, so hopefully we see some people out there. And one last thing I want to talk about was another, I guess, fundraiser for Lawrence Township EMS. They're doing a sub sale. Pickups October 18th. Tickets are being sold now. I encourage everyone to buy some tickets and support the Lawrence Township EMS. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Littens, Victoria.
Thank you, Director Sorrow. Well, first, I do want to address what Deputy Director Arshan spearheaded, which was urging the state to reframe this affordable housing legislation. We have a lot of rural areas here in Cumberland County, and a lot of times we know all too well, especially with my experience with the state, that sometimes our state Trenton policies don't always kind of parlay down here to our unique landscape in Cumberland County. And this is specifically one of them. It is not one size fits all. Cumberland County is a very unique area in the state of New Jersey, and that we are no stranger to that fact. So we will always advocate for making sure that Trenton sees what we're doing down here in Cumberland County and meets the needs that we have down here. So thank you for spearheading this, and we're going to continue to advocate to make sure that this happens. Also, I want to address a few things that were brought up here. Number one, with the issues at the fairgrounds and during the county fair. And that's an unfortunate situation of where the gentleman there is. An unfortunate situation that you went through, and I apologize if that was the situation. And I know that sometimes emotions get heated and there's misunderstandings in this world that we live in today. Everybody's always ready to be angry and always looking for why we're different instead of what we have in common. And so I hope that we can all look for what we have more in common rather than what we have in differences. But the issue that you expressed was being hearing impaired, and I have mentioned this before on these board meetings, but I have my family, we have several hard of hearing members, cousin who is deaf, went deaf as a little baby, and the one thing that we all did as a family was we all learned sign, and we all really made sure that that was part of our communication. We spoke not only with our voices, but with our hands, because it's important to incorporate everybody and meet them where they are. So I just want you to know I apologize for your experience and the issue that you bring up, and as well as you complimenting the prosecutor on that program that you have. It's one that's very important. Also, prosecutor, you're my star of my list here tonight, because the back to school program that you are running I think is fantastic. I know, being on the YSAC committee, we talk about this a lot. There are a lot of programs in Cumberland County, and a lot of times our families don't know it, our parents don't know it. As an educator, I say this all the time. Every year, as educators, we have groups come in and educate the teachers on, what drugs look like today. You know, it could be anything, a hairbrush, anything could be a vape now, or, you know, edibles and things like this. But, you know, my argument always is, well, you know, that's great that you're educating our educators, but we really need to educate our parents. And where are we doing that? And so bringing that information to our parents at back-to-school nights is so, so critical. The amount of drug use that is out there, we already know that that's so concerning, and we know it starts younger and younger and younger. My son, who attends middle school in Vineland, you know, he's already talking about 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and he knows that these kids are vaping in the bathrooms. So it's not out of reach. It is everywhere around us, and it is of the most concern. So I'm really glad that you are meeting parents where they are at these back-to-school nights. And now I have to urge parents, go to your back-to-school nights. They're still happening. Some have already passed, but we still have more coming up. So thank you for bringing that information to them. And lastly, our library. I knew that funding was going back into your budget, but I'm so grateful that you all feel so passionately about the library that you came out here tonight and wanted to speak on her behalf. I had the pleasure of joining you, Sharon, and the Friends of the Library group this weekend for the book sale, and it was just great. And the energy there is just, it's so high, and people were coming in, and I love that. I'm an English teacher for the last 15 years, and so not only having a place to find books and to find communication, but our libraries are also our community centers. And so as long as I'm on this board, we're going to fight to make sure that our county library has the full funding that she needs. And thank you all for your volunteer hours to support our library. Thank you.
The liaison, the behavior, the cultural, I'm losing a name here, but I got a chance to go to Morristown. I got to Morristown and was able to walk around Morristown, and actually what a unique community we have in this county, which a lot of artists were out painting, which will hopefully be covered on canvas. They'll be participating in it because there was we have a lot of talented people in this area, and if not here, they came here to do that. With that, I also, by walking around, I got a chance to see a lot of nooks and crannies in that town I've never seen. Just because you walk around, you get a chance to stop and see. I found out the Morristown Historical Society, what a treasure that is. I've seen most of all history centers or historical centers are actually kind of neat. I try to go into anything anywhere I go, and we have one right here. Some unique things they have there. It was kind of neat to see, but I also found out we have still boat building happening in Morristown. I didn't know that. It was right across the street. I had no clue. So it was kind of interesting to find that out. And now with the Cultural Heritage Commission down in River, that one thing I do like is that a while back of the idea of the Clancy Greenway idea, I heard it was going to be actually going into a study, and the idea is that we would make Fairton be a kind of like an end point, kind of a focal point of shops or whatever we decide. But a walkway, bicycle route up through the old golf course, all the way to South Bridgeton, because I've told them we're not going to ignore them. They're part of it. It's Fairfield's business district, because there are a lot of businesses on that, all the way up the center of Bridgeton, hooking around Elmer's, Mary Elmer Lake, down to Hopewell, so to the Amish market. And Barrett's Branch, is that the name of the parks? So I'm kind of excited that that's being taken up and looked at. We have a lot of things. The directors looked at the Clancy Country Club, but we have the DEP we always have to deal with. It makes their own rules, more rules that is actually on the books. So actually, I'm excited that can be dusted off and made happen. That also, that riverfront of Morristown was actually, for 3 days in a row, they had different things, and I got a chance to participate in a lot of that stuff. Sorry, what am I doing? I can't read my handwriting. So, coming up, the director's going to talk about the idea of you're going to want to deal with the county. Please come here. We're going to show you how to do it. The director will talk more about that. New Italy Club is going to have their chicken fundraiser, I think, October 4th. So if you have chicken dinner, please look into it, be part of that. And there's, well, I also want to talk about the library. Both of the last, and I've always believed that the library board was a special board, that their own, their passion and what they bring to the table made it easy. It's easy on liaison with these people, that the members of this board always took it up and rolled with it to the point that we did a major redevelopment of the library itself, all the way to proposing a annex down at Morris River Township. It did not happen. I blame the state because we were going to get it done. And the state pulled it back, and the person, I think, I'll just say it, they pulled it back. Before we even got a chance to finish it. One thing I know about this county, it might take us a little bit to get going, but once we get rolling, we get it done. As far as the budget side, I say this, and I say these words a lot, I apologize, that I was disappointed. There were some standards that this county demands from our boards, our director, who will learn that there's some things this is the way we do things now. Maybe it's not the way it's been done for 49 years before us, or 47 years before us, but we've done it because we're trying to make it more efficient, better run, be able to make sure people are held accountable. And I maybe this, and I say this to you, that the county contributes more, as it's been said. We're responsible for a certain percentage, and I'll say this, and I'll be up front with this, that the board was explained to them over and over again that yes, you have a right to do a lot of things, and there's a library. I guess the library law said to me many times, but the bottom line is that the organization that controls the financing is the one you listen to. And it was made a point that we are required to do a certain amount, and that requirement is what we're held to. But we always give more. And me, I want to give more because I think we could do a lot more. The libraries, we have a literacy problem in this county, and the library over and over again, and now the new director to say to her, is that's your mission. And the last director said, she had a 5-year plan. Well, she had a 10-year plan. I said, make it 5 years because we need to get this done. So the library is a center point to that. So it seemed that we got a little skewed from where we were supposed to be, but hopefully we get back on track because we have a mission in this county to help to educate people, not only with the educators we have, but to complement that. And I think you'll do a great job at that, and I'm looking forward to that board rolling with getting back on track and see what the next mission we can. Morris River Township's still looking forward, so we'll figure out a way. Hopefully we can find a way. Because they are centers, and they're not just the library. It's not that anymore. A library is a center point for a community, and that's what they look forward to. And it would have helped a lot down there. So thanks for listening to that. Thanks, Greg.
You're welcome, Commissioner Alstino.
Yes, I had the honor also of attending the Veterans Honor Ceremony. It was a great event. Having lost a couple uncles to war, understand the sacrifices all veterans make and their families, and it was great to see the veterans being honored there that day. Also, I attended the Millville 9/11 ceremony, which was put on. It was really great, and it's another date that we should never forget. And just the other day, attended the Padre Pio event, which is always crowded, always good food there, and it's a great event to attend. I want to also commend the library. Many years ago, when I was in college, I found that the county library was the most extensive and best place to go for research, and I'm sure it's continued that way. And even after that, I've taken computer classes there, which have been helpful and good. Director Casabun, I want to welcome you to the family. I'm sure you're going to keep that line of communications open. As a former president of the unions, I know that's important. And as an administrator who had to deal with unions, I know how important that is. So keep that open. It makes life a lot easier. And that's about all I have.
Okay, being director, a lot of stuff's already been said, so it makes it a lot easier on me. First, I want to welcome and congratulate all those people that were appointed and that were hired tonight. We have a great county family, we really do. And we welcome you to that, and we really expect a lot from you. And we want open communications. You need something, please come to us and talk to us and make sure that we know exactly what you need so we can help you out. I want to say thank you to our sheriff. We had a situation in the last meeting when somebody came up and was talking about the problem that they had on their road and people going up and down. And I called our sheriff, and he came up with a very, very good idea. He implemented it. We're working on it. We're actually trying to continue something to see if we can do something more permanent. But that's not something that's going to be easy because we really don't have control of the speed that is on those roads. That's not our prerogative. We don't have that decision. So we have to go to the state for those kind of things. So we're still going to work on it. He's got more ideas, and I really appreciate Sheriff for everything that you've done so far. I did not get to go to Cedarville, the Crab Fest, because I was at Bayshore Crab Fest. All right? I'm a very big proponent of the Bayshore community. I really believe in them. What they have down there is unbelievable. It's fabulous. They have an Oyster Fest coming up, and I apologize, I don't remember the date. I actually texted my wife and said, could you get me the date for it? She's not responded. Where you at, Sue? I'm pointing at the camera. But anyway, I really believe in them. They have a lot of great events down there. Everything down there is fundraisers for that area. Please think about going down there at the Oyster Fest. It's a great time. It really is. And help support the Bayshore community. Commissioner Albrecht made mention, we've talked about this before. This commission wants to work with local people and have those local individuals make money off the county. That's very important to us. Many times we've passed resolutions, and I have no problems with entities outside the county or tradespeople outside the county, working with us. But a statement was made, well, one's in Mount Laurel. Why are we always going up to Mount Laurel? Why can't we do business here? Well, that's what we're trying to do. And October 7th at 3 o'clock in this room, all right, we're going to have a seminar for all people who want to work with the county and make money. That's what it's about, for you to make money. If we go and give our proposals out to other individuals in other counties, they hire in their county, they buy supplies in their county, they pay taxes there, they go to their restaurants, they buy clothes. They don't buy anything here. I'm not against them, but I'm more for us. Okay, so is this whole commission. So please, when you get out there and you have friends that are in business, okay, please go out there and tell them about this. October 7th, 3 o'clock in this room, we're going to put on a seminar. Now, a lot of times you hear people say, oh, I don't know how to do the paperwork. We'll take care of it. We'll do it for you. All right? We want you part of the group. Once you get into the system, we'll be able to contact you and let you know what's going on. But we want to deal with people from Cumberland County. Okay? A little prejudice here. I want our people to make money. All right? So please tell everybody you know in business to contact us or be here, and we will help them do the paperwork. We will have them learn how to do business with Cumberland County. And by the way, it's not going to end there. Later on, we're going to have, is it a Zoom team? What do you want to call it?
It'll be like a simulcast.
Yeah, okay. We'll get it onto the internet. Okay, so people, if they can't make it due to their schedule, and I understand that, I was in business. Okay, if they can't make it, what we're going to do is have it so they can go right onto the computer and see it. All right? We're very adamant. This board is very strong on getting the people of Cumberland County to deal with the county government. All right? We want businesses in this county to deal with us. Also, I want to make a statement, Matt. I want to thank Matt. wrote something up for me. This has to do with the master plan, and Commissioner Albrecht and I were talking about it just the other day. The statement of agreement and disagreement was released on September 15th. There are 21 mapping change items and 23 policy and procedure change items from Cumberland County. The state agreed with the county on all items, okay? And with the understanding that we'll make these changes on the map in 2026. But I want everybody to realize this committee that put this all together, and Matt was in charge of it, and his department, and he did a fabulous job. There was only 2 counties that got 100% participation.
Yeah, something like that.
That's it. 2. We were one of them. And it was because of his department, him and all the people that work in his department. They literally went to the cities and twisted their arm, drug them out, and we got all the master plans, and we worked on it. And I give them a lot of credit. They did a great job. You have Matt, of course, Matt Pisarski is the planning director. Elena Gable, assistant planning director. Jerry Lewis, County Planning Board Chair. Ben Stoneman, Bayshore County Chair, and I was also on the committee. They did a great job. Really, really did a great job. And it's going to make a difference because what you have to understand, the last time this was done was 23 years ago. 23 years ago. So the plan that we're putting forth, it's a development plan for the whole county. What we're putting forth could last another 10, 15, 20 years. So we had to make sure that the cities were able to look ahead. Say, in the future, what's it going to be like in your area? And they did that. They really did. They did a great job. The whole community in Cumberland County came together and they made it work. So, Matt, thank you so much. Tell everybody in the committee that I thank them. Everybody did a great job. I'm going to just end there because I think you're getting tired.
Oyster Fest. Oyster Fest is October 18th, noon to 5.
Okay, October 18th from noon to 5. That's the Oyster Fest. Thank you so much, Matt, Ken. We appreciate you. Pardon me? Oh, yeah. Maple Avenue in downtownship. We got the cranes there, okay? We got the cranes there. They're started. Now, I'm going to tell you what, and not for nothing, this was just a little over a year. I mean, seriously, Public Works, our engineer, Doug Whitaker, did a fabulous job hounding the state of New Jersey because that's what they had to do. They really did. I don't know how many, was there 10 or 12 different redesigns on the engineering for this project? It was back and forth. We'd send it, it came back. We'd send it, it came back. So, and this was constant. And our team in Public Works was on top of that, and they did a fabulous job. Also, all right, we are actually going to start, I mean, we got the okay for South Avenue, but we're actually going to start, correct?
Bidding should be in less than 30 days.
There you go, bidding in less than 30 days. We have other roads in the county that are being worked on. We'll get into that a little bit later. As I said, but I know you people are getting a little antsy when I get home. But I appreciate everybody coming in. We thank you for your comments. We really do. I know some might think, these guys really looking like we're bothering them. But no, you're not. You really are. Okay? We do appreciate you coming, and we do appreciate your comments. I just want you to know that this commission, all the commissioners here, and I mean this sincerely, okay, they work very hard. They put a lot of time in. They truly do. And the only thing they care about is what happens in this county, whether you believe that or not. Whatever happens, that is their priority, to make it work in this county. All right? Is it smooth all the time? No. Okay? We go back into closed sessions, boxing gloves go on, headgear goes on, we did get out a little bit, but we always figure something out. What I'm getting at is that this is a family and this is a great team that we have up here. I just want you to know that. and the county is what comes first. I just want you to know that also. I want to thank you for coming out. We don't have any reason for closed session, right? Exactly. So I guess all we need is
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
There you go.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. There you go.
7:29.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.